The amount of NBA contracts and just moves that I have sort of like somewhat guessed that have happened. Guess what? I guessed another one. Okay. If you guys look back at my Collin Sexton videos, I had said his money was going to either be Jordan Clarkson money, which I personally had always championed the idea that Collin Sexton was worth the contract similar to Jordan Clarkson. If you look back in my videos in May, I literally said this before free agency. I personally was willing to give Collin Sexton Jordan Clarkson money, which is a 3-year, $51 million deal, which is the strongest offer he has currently received. And I also reported that the only other contract that I could see Collin Sexton receiving would be a similar deal to Bogdan Bogdanovic or Bojan Bogdanovic, which I believe was a 4-year, $72 million for Bogdan Bogdanovic, and for Bojan, it was a 73-year, 4-year, $73 million, 4-year deal. And I thought that was the most somebody was going to pay Collin Sexton at most. And I already thought that might have been overpay, or you were just trying to pay him for his potential. But the Jordan Clarkson 3-year, $51 million deal was something that at the beginning of the free agency period, not even beginning free agency period, the beginning of the NBA offseason during the playoffs when we were originally reporting all of this, I said, I can't imagine Collin Sexton getting anything more than, Bogdan Bogdanovic money. For me, I think it was quite apparent that I thought he had a similar value to Jordan Clarkson. That's how I valued him. And I'm glad that they're going to get him at that cheap deal, which is 3-year, $51 million. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's what, like, not $15 million a year. It's like, what, $16 million a year? Because a little bit more. I think it's like $17 million a year for Collin Sexton. Not bad. 3 years, $51 million. Not bad. You bring back Sexton, and that's like a $9 million raise than what you would have gotten with a qualifying offer. And let's just talk about how deep this team is. All right. Brought in Robin Lopez, brought in Raul Neto, brought in Ricky Rubio, brought back Collin Sexton, okay? Drafted Isaiah Mobley, drafted Ochai Agbaji. You still have Dean Wade and Lamar Stevens, Dylan Windler, Isaac Okoro. That's already like 10 players. Chetty Osman, Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, Lauri Markkanen, Karis LeVert, Jared Allen, Kevin Love. So there are actually 2 players over the roster, and if you have to assume who's going to go, would it be? I feel like maybe they still want to give Dylan Windler a shot, but Dylan Windler could be the guy who goes, and then either Dean Wade or Lamar Stevens. As much as I love Lamar Stevens and Dean Wade, they haven't replaced them, but like Isaiah Mobley's like the cheaper option, and if healthy, and they also brought in Robin Lopez, so they have the backup center, which took Ed Davis and Moses Brown's role. So I will admit, they are in an awkward situation. I have no idea. What would you guys do? Who would be the player that you release? Okay. For me, it would be the ones that I just listed. So I don't know. I think it's definitely an interesting situation that they're in, as I think for the team, I think it's in their best interest to find themselves like the guys that I listed all have expiring contracts, so that's the hard thing. And I guess you would want to keep the guy who could have potential, and that's Dylan Windler. But again, it's actually very hard. I think this situation is definitely not an easy one for anyone on this roster. And what would you guys do? Like, what's your opinion on this whole situation? Is there anything you wanted to see from any certain players or anything along those lines? But yeah, I think that's where we're going to leave it. I don't think there's anything else besides that. I think it's a good move that they did. They brought in what they needed to do, and so be it. I don't know what else they could do, what other moves they could do. I think they're pretty set. The roster's ready. I mean, I'm about to start soon my NBA preview. I've done that series every season so far. Last year, this year, well, this past season, the year before that. We'll do year 3 of my NBA previews for all 30 teams. Used to take me 30 days. Now it'll take me 10 days. But I have an NBA show live Monday through Friday, 9:30 Central Time. You should check that out. Link in the description. I also have an NFL channel. We just hit 300 subscribers. So you should check that out. That channel's growing. I love football. I don't think I do football well, but I guess people like my football channel.